Hey, good morning, Black people. What's going on? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. I woke up this morning and I'm still in Baltimore, and I've got a day of work in front of me, but I had to take a moment to share something that really got me going today. It was Kobe Bryant. Mr. Kobe Bryant was on my brain today, and RIP to Kobe. Kobe's a great man, and he was a great athlete. And more importantly, was not just that he was a great man and a great athlete, but Kobe Bryant also embodied some principles and values that I think you have to admire. This brother was extraordinary when he was alive, and unfortunately, Kobe Bryant's life ended sooner than it should have ended, but he left us an amazing legacy as an athlete. And what I wanted to share with you was a video that I saw, and it motivated the hell out of me, and I thought that it might motivate some of you, and it has to do with when Kobe Bryant tried out for the LA Clippers. I remember when Kobe was drafted to the NBA. He was just a kid, and a lot of people thought it was crazy to draft a kid, like for anybody to do that. And Kobe obviously proved us wrong. But here's a clip where Kobe is talking to one of those talk show hosts. I want to say Jimmy Kimmel, but I know it's not Jimmy Kimmel. It's another guy that's just like Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm just going to share this video with you all, and then kind of let you let you know why this video was on my brain. So here it is. I'm gonna play it right now. So here is Mr. Kobe Bryant, and hopefully I can, let me see. You know what? Let me stop sharing for 1 second so I can make sure I get the audio in here so you guys can hear it okay. All right. I assume you can hear it. Let me see here. Let me play it. Give me a yes or no to let me know if you can hear it when I start playing it, okay? All right, here we go.
Really good workout with the Clippers. I had a really good workout with the Clippers, and they told me, they said, this is the best workout we ever seen. So I'm like, oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna come to LA. I said, all right, so you're gonna draft me? No. That's what makes them the Clippers. Well, I asked them why. For me, as a kid in Philadelphia, you've had like the horrible winters. I'm excited to come out to LA, palm trees and all that, right? So I asked them why wouldn't they draft me? They said, well, we want to turn things around with our organization. And we felt like if we drafted a 17-year-old kid, then the city of Los Angeles wouldn't take us seriously. And so they said, we can't draft. They always make the best decisions. Oh, man, dude, that was so much motivation. I had a root.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I actually want to play that video one more time because I know y'all probably think I overthink things. I don't know, but I'm a deep thinker, and there's a couple of points I want to point out in this video because I think it relates to you. And so give me 1 second. I'm going to play it one more time for those that just came in so we can kind of dissect this for a second. Here we go.
Really good workout with the Clippers. And they told me, they said, this is the best workout we ever seen. So I'm like, oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna come to LA. I said, all right, so you're gonna draft me? No. That's what makes them the Clippers. Well, I asked them why. For me, as a kid in Philadelphia, you've had like the horrible winters. I'm excited to come out to LA, palm trees and all that, right? So I asked them why wouldn't they draft me? They said, well, we want to turn things around with our organization. And we felt like if we drafted a 17-year-old kid, then the city of Los Angeles wouldn't take us seriously. And so they said, we can't draft you. They always make the best decisions. Oh, man, dude.
All right. So I hope you guys were able to hear it okay. It looks like I saw a few yeses. So let me just kind of give you a quick breakdown on this. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet. Please hit the thumbs up button. So first of all, let me just say this. Obviously, it's hilarious that the Clippers had a chance to draft Kobe and they didn't, and they saw everything. I mean, God put it right in front of them. He showed them how great this kid is, how great he was going to be. They said it was the best workout they've ever seen, but they didn't make the investment. They didn't want to take the gamble on a 17-year-old kid. And why they made that decision, I don't know. But the Clippers aren't known for making great decisions anyway. That's why that was so funny for him to say that. But with that said, one of the things that this made me think about, and this is something that I wanted to share with you, is that this video, in my view, shows you, look, if Kobe Bryant can be rejected, one of the greatest basketball players in the history of the world, if Kobe Bryant can be rejected, then why are you so distressed when you get rejected? If Kobe Bryant this guy who goes on and does these amazing things, who dominates grown men on the basketball court, could be rejected. What makes you think that you're going to be able to be successful without having to experience the disappointment of rejection in your own life? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but one of the things I found is that the road to heaven is paved through the road to hell. That if you want to get to heaven, that's on the other side of your hell. That's on the other side of your fear. It's on the other side of your limitations. It's on the other side of rejection. It's on the other side of haterology. It's on the other side of all kinds of pain that you might have to endure in order to get access to your heaven. Now, I hope that you get access to your heaven without going through any pain. I hope that it's easy for you. I hope that you get to be the guy who, becomes an Olympic champion while eating donuts every day. That's what a lot of people think. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people think they're going to get the big reward without going through the big sacrifice. And then when others get the big reward, they just sit back and they get jealous and mad and they talk down and whatever, right? Because they didn't want to make the sacrifice that some of us made in order to get to where you want to get to. But I'm just telling you that your heaven lies on the other side of your hell. And the other thing about rejection is really interesting. And I said this to my brother when he was 14, 15 years old, when we were talking about girls. And I would talk to my brother for hours and hours on the phone. I'd change his diapers when he was a baby, and he works with me in business. He's one of my most important business partners. And one of the things I told him was, I said, look, if a girl rejects you, do not internalize the rejection. Do not internalize, because that's what happens. Anybody, tell me if you know what I'm talking about, where somebody rejects you, and because you don't know who you are yet, you're seeking validation from others, right? When others say, "Oh, that was so good. Good job. Way to go. I loved it." Right? Then you feel good. You're like, "Oh, it must be good because everybody's saying that it's good." Right? And it may be two really stupid people throwing out their opinion, but you think that because others are saying that that whatever you did was good, that it must be good. Right? Because human beings, that's what we do. We seek validation. We feed off that from other places, especially if you don't know who you are. Right? And so a lot of times, you go through situations where, sometimes the negative words come out, and then you start internalizing that, and you start thinking, gosh, well, maybe I'm not good enough. Or, and it tends to happen with people who just don't know who they are, who don't know how great they are. Right. I'll tell you what, even doing what I do to this day, sometimes I have to turn off comments, online. Like I turn off comments. I don't watch any videos where people are talking crazy, because my goal is to make sure I never internalize any of that nonsense. I will hear a valid critique, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to you, try to act like I'm not good at what I do, or that I don't understand finance, or that whatever, or that my PhD is not valid, because I know who I am. I know what I am. I don't care about that. Right. But it took time to get to that point. So what I want to do is help you understand that this Kobe video to me was special because it shows that you should not internalize rejection. Maybe rejection could be a valid critique to say, okay, I got to work on a couple things. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy. All of us get rejected. A lot of us have been rejected from relationships, maybe where we treated somebody right and they still told us to they still kicked us to the curb. Well, if you're a good person, then you'll find somebody who can see the value in what you bring to the table. We've been rejected from jobs. Well, sometimes you get rejected from a job because God wants you to start your own business. Sometimes you got rejected from that job because you're not meant to be in a job. Sometimes you got rejected from that job because you're not fit for slavery. Right? You're meant to be the boss, not the employee. Right? Some of us are bad employees. Right? I know I am. I get fired. I've been fired from many jobs. You might get rejected from a school. I remember applying to different PhD programs, and I had straight A's, and I remember getting rejected from different schools. That didn't mean I was stupid. That just meant that they wanted something different. That's okay. And the list goes on and on and on. So what I want to say is that one of the keys to success that I've noticed is that successful people tend to know how to process rejection in a way that doesn't in any way undermine their motivation. They either use the rejection to fuel them, to motivate them even more, which is beneficial, but sometimes you got to be careful about that too. You can't spend your whole life trying to prove one person wrong. Who the hell is that person? Just because they didn't see how great you were going to be, or just because they didn't see you as worthy of being in a relationship with, that doesn't mean that their opinion means anything, right? So even that idea of saying, I'm gonna prove them wrong, like Michael Jordan, that's what fueled him. His whole life, he was like, I'm gonna prove the people wrong who rejected me from the 10th grade basketball team. Well, they figured out by the time he got to North Carolina, he was player of the year. They probably said, dang, that was a mistake. We should have took that dude. And then they moved on with their lives, right? So sometimes carrying that baggage, even if it motivates you, it helps you succeed, but it can also be damaging to your soul, right? So what I've learned is that there's a tremendous amount of power in forgiveness. Forgiveness is a superpower that a lot of people overlook. When you tell me I'm not good enough, or you reject me when I know I could have benefited you, when you tell me you don't want to work with me, when I'm sitting here thinking about all the ways I could have helped you become more successful, it's like they say in the Bible, forgive them for they know not what they do. I forgive you because maybe you just don't see the same thing I see. I forgive you because maybe the vision isn't built out yet, and you need it. You need to see it with a little more clarity before you can get on board. I forgive you because some people are afraid to take those chances, or maybe some people just, maybe they just make bad decisions. Like a lot of times in relationships, I don't know if anybody's ever gone through that, where you were in a relationship with somebody where you knew you were going to be good for them, and because they had their own hangups, their own issues, their own baggage, they were unable to even appreciate what you are bringing to the table, right? So they dump you and go chase a bunch of losers, and you're sitting there thinking, why are you chasing losers when you could have had me, right? But some people aren't ready for that. Some people's visions are at different levels, and so I just wanted to share that video of Kobe because I don't know about y'all, but it really got me going today. I saw it and I said, man, how could they reject a Kobe Bryant? But I'm telling you, everybody gets rejected. And I would find a way to process rejection in a way where it benefits you, or at the very least, it's not something you ever internalize. Because if you're worthy and you keep working and you keep getting better, and you have a true purpose, you'll eventually get there. And then all those people who rejected you along the way are going to look back and say, damn, okay, I missed something there. I didn't see something right there. And you don't want to go through life with that bitterness toward those who rejected you, because when you have that bitterness toward those who rejected you, it's probably because deep down maybe you feel that you were inadequate in certain ways. That's why people do weird things, like they get big egos, or they go out of their way to prove one person wrong, even though that person had moved on. They ain't even thinking about you no more, but you're still thinking about them, because deep down their rejection was nothing more in your mind than a confirmation that maybe you weren't good enough in the first place. Well, you are good enough. You are good enough, and you're as good enough as you make yourself into, right? I believe deeply that to some extent you are what you do as well, right? If you're putting in the work and you're hustling and you're grinding and you're getting better and you're pouring in the time, then you're going to be good enough to do whatever you want to do. You're going to be able to build out the vision, and when the vision is built, people will see it. When I first got started, a lot of people rejected me. They still do. I still get rejected, but not as much as I did back then. Back then, everybody rejected me, and I just said, you know what? I know that I'm good enough. I know that I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. I know that as soon as the world sees how clear I can lay out, this economic stuff, that a lot of people going to jump on that bandwagon. I knew that one day that my name would mean something to people, and that's what I believed in. It was like the mother who loves the ugly little baby that nobody wants, right? And I said, but I'm gonna cradle this baby, I'm gonna take care of it, and I'm gonna grow this baby up into a big, strong man. And guess what? We're gonna go out here and we're gonna do some things. So do not feel like rejection is about you. It's really more about them, right? It's more about them. And then at that point, you sit down, you walk away, you process the rejection in a healthy way, then you get back to doing the work. That's where great people come from. So I want you to go out and be great. So everybody type greatness in the chat. If you're committed to greatness today, that's my conversation for a Sunday morning. I just thought I would share that with you, because I woke up and I'm always looking for things that get me going. And I saw that video of Kobe, and I said, okay, Kobe, all right, so you said something good today. And I put it on my Instagram. My Instagram is the real Boyce Watkins, so feel free to follow me on Instagram. And I do have a life class that has a lot of motivational stuff, and not just motivation, but actual specific instructions on how to be a high achiever. And actually right now I decided to make it totally free in the Black Business School. And so the URL is blackkeystogreatness.com. It's right there on the screen. And also, in case you don't know, we do have a social media platform called Black Enough, which is basically, to me, it's better than Facebook, because it's all Black and you can find out where people live near you and engage, and there's no censorship. So feel free to go to blackenough.com also. So I'm showing that on my shirt. All right, guys, let me get back to work. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button on your way out the door, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace.